Hi everyone, we continue with the VRF idea, and before to start to our topic today, I want to give you a quick overview or review about the last class. So last class we create here VRF called router 2 or R2, and another VRF they call R3 and R4. And for each VRF, those VRF, and for each VRF I give or join one loopback interface, which is loopback 2, and here loopback 3, and here loopback 4. And don't forget as well, we have a global route table, which is router 1, which is the name for router. And in this global route table, they have a loopback 1. Okay, the goal for our class today, it is how to do routing between different VRF in the same router. This is they call a VRF leak or VRF leaking, which is mean we can do routing or we can do communicate between VRF2 and VRF4, for example. So VRF2 can talk with the VRF4, and maybe as well VRF2 can talk with the 3, and maybe 4 can talk with the 2. This is the first goal we need to achieve in this class, and maybe the following class we will do as well leaking as well VRF and make connectivity between the VRF itself. Let's say for example VRF4 can talk with the global VRF, or maybe VRF or global VRF or the default route table can talk with the VRF2. This is the following class, which is the stage 2, if we can finish today. The stage 1, which is the connection or leaking between VRFs. All right, let's show you which configure I have here. Show IP interface brief. Those the loopback interface in front of you here, and you can see the loopback for loopback. Remember the loopback number 1, it is under global routing table, and 2 in the VRF2, 3 VRF3, 4 VRF4. Show IP VRF. We create the VRF as you can see here, router 2, router 3, router 4, and I've got as well show IP route. This is the global route table, and I have show IP VRF R2. This is the show IP route VRF R2. This is the VRF2 routing table here. As you can see, there is nothing on it. And I've got as well router 3 or VRF3 and VRF4. So now if I do ping, for example, between VRF2, which is mean 2.2.2.2 talking with the 333, I can even put it the ping VRF R2 do ping to the 333, the source 222. Actually, we don't really need to put it the source, because each VRF they have a single interface, single IP address, so it should be that one the source. But when you say, and when I hit enter here, there is no communication between them, because as I mentioned before, this is totally different network, totally different, even virtual forwarding router. So like a virtual router inside one single particular router, it is divided to the 4 router or 4 virtual route table. How can you do the routing between them? The easiest way we have to use the BGP, Border Gateway Protocol, and we will do routing between the VRFs by using BGP family address, the unicast VRF, as I can show you here. So I say config T here, and I will say router BGP 1234. So we can put it any number. This is the Autonomous system. Of course, if you deal with the eBGP, we have to follow the public Autonomous system, or even there is a range for the private Autonomous system for BGP. But the reason why I put it 1234, because I will do routing between VRF 234, and later on again in the following class we involve router 1, which is the global route table inside the BGP as well, in order to make the connectivity or full connectivity between the VRFs and the default or the global route table. So 1234, you can use any number, of course, in your side. I will say here address family IPv4. Of course, we can do IPv6 even, so I just put it here IPv4 VRF R2. So I start with the VRF R2 here. So when I hit enter here, say sorry, we cannot do BGP if you don't have RD, route distinguisher, which is help the router identify or recognize or figure out the difference between the VRF. So without RD, we cannot do the connection, or we cannot use the BGP routing or leak between VRF. Is only this parameter we need? Do you need another thing else? We will see. We need another thing very important, which is they call route target, which is RT, route target export and import. We will figure out how to, or what the benefit for route target later on. But right now for RD, I guess you know, because the router need to know the router or the VRF, the name R2, how to recognize to another VRF, how to do this is the how the router know this is router 2, this is a VRF R2, and this is VRF R3 and 4 and so on. All right, I get around in here, so I just say exit from here, then I go to configuration mode, then I start to do the RD. I will say IP VRF R2 for router 2. I just say RD and a question mark. You can see this is the number. You can put it the Autonomous systems and another number. This is 64-bit. This is help the router to identify each VRF to another. So I just say 22 colon question mark here, colon 22, or whatever, any number you like, but should be the same formula here. So I go to the R3 or the VRF3, and I would say 33 colon 33 as well. And as well, I go to the 4 VRF4, then I follow 4444 and enter. Let's check it out here. Show IP VRF. You can see I have that number here. Let's back to the BGP config T. I will say router BGP again 234. Is already here. Router BGP already running Autonomous system. Oh, okay, sorry, I do the 1234. I did 1234, so I just keep with that. This is interesting thing, by the way. Each router with the Catalyst router use the one BGP instance, but I did some project before, like with ASR 1000. They can deal with the 2 instance BGP. That's why we see this message in the simulation. I use the GNS3 and I use the iOS V. Okay, anyway, so I just say BGP 123 address family again, IPv4. We can even deal with the 6 IPv4 VRF. This is for router 2. Now you can see there is no error message because I have RD. So the router, he know this router or this VRF R2. Okay, now how to do the network? Usually in the BGP we use the neighbor command. With the leak VRF, with the leaking VRF, we don't need neighbor command. once when you put it address family IPv4 VRF R2 or the name for VRF, the BGP, he know this network will be deal with the rest, which one is available in the same domain in the BGP 123. So what I'm gonna do here, so I just put it here, network, I can put it my network 222.0, then mask 255.255.255.0, then enter. Again, I will go to another address family. I can do exit here, then address family, now VRF for router 3, then enter. I can do very simple command here, they call redistribution connected. So of course in this VRF, just pay attention in this point because this point is very important. The VRF router 3, as you can see here, the VRF, they have only one interface, which is the loop 3. That's why when I put it redistribution connected, exactly the same comment, exactly like I deploy or I configure or I advertisement the network 3.3.3.0 to the BGP domain. So redistribution connected is good, and don't misunderstand this comment maybe redistribution every connected in that guy. No, this command is help or redistribute any connected in that VRF, in particular VRF, is not in all the routers. So I just say enter here. I can even go to the VRF4, then I put it the same, redistribution connected. So either way, you can put it to the specific network, then, or you can put it redistribution connected, of course. After this comment, let's see the route table here. Show IP route table VRF2. Sorry, again, VRF R2. Okay, so nothing appear here, nothing. I don't have anything new, even router 3 here. I don't have anything here. So why? Where is the BGP? Why the BGP doesn't work? Okay, here we need the mechanism for route target import and export. So I will say config T IP VRF R2. We have some command they call route target here, question mark. I have import, I have export, and I have both. Okay, so, and I have another subject here for another type of target, less focusing to the three, both and export import. Right, this is very important topic, so just pay attention with me to understand the story behind the export and import. Let's say, for example, in our example, we have router 2. Let's say talking with router 3, for example. And router 2, they have, for example, 1, 2 network, and router 3, they have 2 network as well. So I do BGP between them here, BGP. But that BGP cannot work if you don't turn on the policy for the route target. Actually, this route target is even sent through the community extended, they call community extended. Okay, what the idea behind that? Okay, pay attention with me here. Router 2, for example, they have route target import and route target export. Okay, so the number for import will be 3, for example. So means I say to router 2, please import or accept or allowed any router coming from this number 3. Actually should be written like this. Okay, so if router 3 here, they have a same export number. So router 3 here, they have RT export, which is a 3. Okay, for example, so means the router 3 export the routing, this is 2 network, will be export to anyone they have an import number, which is the same matching. Okay, so 3.3 with the export here, you can see 3.3. So router 2, he will get the network from router 3 here after the BGP configuration. Okay, how about the export? I guess when you get the idea for import and export here, it is same actually. It is VRFs. It's the same meaning here. So let's say router 2, for example, they have an export to okay, just a quick one, to 2, for example. Okay, so in that network, there is another network here or another router 4 here, router 4 or VRF4. They have a RT, the RT import to mean VRF4 will be import the route from router 2. Okay, import from router 2, and router 2 will be export this route or whatever routing they have here, export to anyone they say import the same value number or match number. So make it simple here. We will see in the configuration here. So the simple way, later on maybe I have one class to play in this value, but let me make it simple here. I say IP-VRF, let me make it in front of you, IP-VRF R2. I will say route target both, export import, okay, export import, for example 1 2 3, or let's say 2 3 4, because I need to talk 2 3 4, I mean VRF 2 3 4 both. Then I will go as well to router 3 and I will say same command both, and router 4, okay, I will say as well both. Now mean everybody can talk with each other. Let me show you here. Exit show run. In the show run here, the route target will be very clear here. You can see here the route target. Let me show you here. You can see here the route target here. For example, if router 2 here, they have export this number. Okay, so mean router 4, if they have a BGP, they have import same number. That mean of course they will collect the routing from router 2, and VRFs as well, means router 4 also will be advertisement. They are route to the router 2 based to what? Based to what? Based to the export same number, and this guy they have import same number. Okay, so this is like make simple same number, but later on we play with the number and we will see the policy. Cool. So after those, or after this configuration here, let's say, let me just check right now, show IP route, VRF R2, enter. You can see the BGP is come up here, and it is register here in routing table for VRF R2 from router 3 and from router 4. Of course, because all the 3 VRFs carry the same router target import and export by using the command both. How about router 3? Router 3, we can see here. You can see router 3 even, or I call it router 3. It is VRF 3. You can see here can communicate with the 2 and with 4 as well. So how about router 4 or VRF 4? You can see as well they have also full connectivity with VRFs. So if I say now ping to, or ping from VRF R2 to 333, of course I have reply. Even if I do source, again I have one source only, so it doesn't matter here. Then after that I check router 2 can reach to the router 4 as well. Done, and he pingable here. So how about ping from VRF R4, okay, to the 222 as well. I have reply, and for example R3 or VRF3 can reach to the 22, even can reach to the 44. So this is mean full connectivity or leaking between what, between BGP or using BGP between VRF. Right, finally, how about the global route table? So let's see this comment here, show IP route. Okay, show IP route table actually is not participate in the routing right now. Even when you see the BGP here, I cannot do any ping. You can see here ping to the 222. I don't need VRF command 222. The source, it is 111. The ping doesn't work because there is no routing or there is no any protocol help the global route table communicate with the VRF. I hope this information is good for you. We will talking about the leaking between global route table with the VRF in next class.